I'm back. Hopefully this works this time, everybody. Let's see. Keyword is still fireworks. Say hello when you pop on. Let's see. Hi guys. All right, can you hear me now? I'm hoping you can. Tell me if you can hear me. I really don't know what happened. Hopefully that doesn't happen again. Hello. Hopefully it doesn't happen again. And that's, of course, going to freeze me in like a funny face. Yay! I don't know what happened last time, guys. Don't know. Technology. But I still have this here. I'm going to get my air bubbles out while you're all popping on. Okay? So if you saw my other video, you probably saw that I froze and now I'm here. So I'm just taking a squeegee. We're just going to go with it and get all my air bubbles out. Now, when I'm working with, is this straight or not? When I am working with, it's not. Okay, we're going to pull this up one more time. Yay, you can hear me. Do I need to sprinkle out again? I would hope so. That would be lovely. Because what's going to happen is you sprinkled the other version that basically crashed. We don't know why. It was probably my end, but I'm just not sure. So I'm going to pull this up a little bit more. And that is straight. So when you're working with a big transfer, as I was saying, work from the middle out. I'm not so worried about, because we're going to do these two pieces on our shapes. So I'm just going through from the middle out and pressing on the silk screen with a dry squeegee. This is a small one. There's a mini and a small, and there's like a super giant one, which honestly, I don't even own. I've never used the super giant one. But anyway, what you want to do is just take your time. You want to work through your transfer from the center out to get your air bubbles out. Now, the cool part is, thanks for sprinkling again, you guys. Sorry about that. The cool part is, this is a chalkboard. So if you have any mistakes, you're going to be able to fix them. So don't worry about this being a large design. Don't worry about making mistakes. I don't want anyone to like stress. The crafting's supposed to be fun, right? It's supposed to be fun. So let me just kind of make a plan. I'm going to use these 4 colors. Okay? Basically white and nominee. I'm going to use retro, which we're about to open. This is the color of the month, okay? Now the way the color of the month works, it's a color that's intended to sell out. It will sell out. Here's my problem. My notifications, I don't think I can send 2 notifications in less than 24 hours. I really don't think I can. And I don't know if it's going to take people to this one or the other one. Who knows? I guess we'll learn. My tip for the large transfers is to clean them in the shower by putting on the wall, no bending. Oh, that's a good tip. I've never done that. I just clean them in the sink, in my kitchen sink. Here is our bright blue. You guys, this is going to look so pretty with candy apple. I'm very excited about this. Okay. So anyway, the way the color of the month works is it's intended to sell out, like I said. You put $75 worth of product in your cart, And then at checkout is where it'll say, oh, your order qualifies if you want to get the color of the month. Once it sells out, you won't be able to purchase it on the site. Okay, so let me think of my plan. Okay, we're going to start here because I know I want to do sold here, sparklers, rockets, blah, 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 all in white at the bottom. I'm going to work from retro is gorgeous. I better get my order in. Yes, you better because, oh, this is the wrong jar. They will sell out. It is what? The 9th? They're intended to last like 10 days to 2 weeks. 2 weeks to 10 days. I'm sorry, yeah, 2 weeks to 10 days. So we're getting close to the 10-day mark. I would say get it in. Usually I get a little warning like, oh, it's running low or something. Like I might hear that. I haven't heard that yet, Rochelle, so you probably have a little bit of time, but I wouldn't sleep on it. Now I like to work from the outside in. It's just how I do things. So I'm going to use bright white here because I know I want this to be white. And what you do is just take your squeegee and press it into the silk screen just like this. Okay, and then scrape up any excess like this. And then you just put that back in the jar, okay? When we're working with multiple colors or a really large design like this, you want to do the paste and pull method. So what that means is paste that on there. And then, hello Roxanne from Michigan. You want to lift. Because this is a silk screen, it's not an open design. You want to release the paste from the silk screen so that it sticks to your board. Just like that. And then you just lay this back down gently. You don't have to press or anything. But what you want to do is press where you're going to chalk again. Okay? So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to work with retro and I'm going to work with nominee. Oh, I mean, I have enough nominee to do that part I wanted to do. All right, so I'm going to get my multi-tool out. Now, when I'm working with shimmers and matte paste, I do the shimmer first because it takes longer to dry. So that's my rhyme or reason behind it. So I'm going to do all the stars. This is a little firework or a large firework in the corner. And because the nominee takes longer to dry and then I don't have to pull it up twice, I am just pressing my nominee, which is this metallic gold color, into the silk screen, and then we'll go back and do the retro and then we can pull it up. Because most likely the nominee will not dry before I'm done. So that's just a little tip. Use your shimmers or your metallics first. And it'll save a little pulling up on the transfer, okay? So I think I'm going to do all this also in... So there are some swoosh marks, for lack, shooting star marks, I guess is what I want to say. I'm going to do these in blue. What's this going to be? These little swooshes I'm going to do in nominee. I'm glad you're back. Sorry, I had an issue. I don't know what I had, but I had a problem. Whether it was me or our lovely platform, you never know. You know what? I'm going to do these two on the bottom. I'm going to do everything underneath the banner here, and then the rest of that I'm going to do in retro, you guys. Thanks for coming back, Tanya. Sorry for that issue. Technology sometimes is our friend and sometimes it's not our friend. Okay, let's do that, but what do I want to use? I'm going to use a mini squeegee for this. Okay, and I'm just going to take my retro, press this in the silk screen. It's very creamy dreamy, so I should have no problem getting through all of this. I've got a little glare here, so give me a sec. Guys, 11 school days left. If you're a teacher, tell me how many days you got left. That counts graduation day for me, so you know what? It needs to come. And we're sort of trapped in our classrooms. In my class, I have a very, 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 very high energy class this year. All of them, boys, girls. They just, sitting still is not easy for them. More so than normal. I don't want to say it's abnormal, but more so than what I'm used to. And I usually get all the high energy kids, as you might imagine, with my typical energy. But wow, they are giving me a run, I'll tell you. I'll tell you what. Okay, so we got that pressed in, scraped back, and then we're going to lift this area. Where's my lid? Here it is. Do you guys think you'll try one of these big ones? Have you been wanting to try one of the bigger transfers? Let me know in the comments what's holding you back from getting them. Like this, oh my gosh. This is gorgeous, this blue. You guys, I will hold it up at the very end closer so you can see. You definitely want to pull from the center if possible. If you pull from the corners, you will get some stretching on your design and you don't want that. All right, I had a little bit on my one star that I missed. So if you miss anything, just lay it back down just like I did and then lift it up. Okay, perfect. Now we're going to do most of this, all of those things on our chalk shapes. I just need to worry about these things and this shooting. Oh, and this part too. Hold on. Hold, please. We're going to press this down. So we're going to do the rocket in Candy Apple. Tell me what you think. Yes, I'm going to try mine. Yes, you need to try this, especially on a chalkboard surface. Now, if you don't have a chalkboard surface, you can get drop cloths from Lowe's. Okay. And they're very inexpensive. You can cut them to the size that you need. Maybe I'll do another, I'll do this one again with a drop cloth. Would you guys like to see that on a drop cloth? To see what it is for a little bit different surface? Let me know in the comments if you'd want to see me do that. I'd be happy to make one because I bought a giant drop cloth not that long ago. I would love to do that for you if you would like to see it before you try it. Okay, now I did that and lifted. So now we're going to go back and do these other stars in the nominee and the little shooting part on the star, the shooting star part, the swoosh. Barbara wants to see it. Hi, Vicki Little. How are you? Hope you're good. You're basically just slopping this on here, guys, with your I mean, you don't have to have any skill. You're just pressing. Kind of like you're buttering toast. The real only thing you want to do is be careful you don't get it where you don't, in the design part, you don't want it. I actually think this would be really cool, all one color also. So you could definitely do that if you're concerned at all. All right, let's see. Now let me get my rest of my rocket in the middle. I'm so excited. I get to see my kiddos this weekend. Both of them in the same place. It doesn't happen too often for me because my kids live in the Pacific Northwest, so sometimes that can be a little challenging. But this weekend I get to see them. How exciting, right? All right, we're gonna put that pressed in, and then the only thing left on this is to do the top. So let me just lift this. Then let me think how I wanna do this. I'm just gonna kind of rock it a little bit. Get it, rock it. Back and forth. Very carefully. All right, the reason, guys, and then this is what we have, okay? Now let me tell you why I'm doing it on the chalkboard first. That's gonna be white. All right, we're gonna do American Made in white, I think. The reason I decided, that was very teacher-like. Teachers like puns. Teachers like a good pun. The reason I didn't do my chalk shapes first, because if you do the chalk shapes first and you don't clean your transfer, then you run the risk of getting all that paste onto your design. So I prefer to clean this once and do the board first and then the shapes second. Especially on a large design, I don't want to have to clean this 2 times. 1 time is plenty, okay? So you can either pull it horizontally or vertically. This time I think I'm just going to go this way. And that way you'll get to see it. And then we are going to work on the shapes. You guys, this is so pretty. Okay, so what I'm going to do, because I'm alone here, I'm going to just stick this to my table. I want you to see this. I want you to see that blue. Look how bright it shows on the black. Isn't that pretty? What do you guys think? Hit that heart button for me if you like it. I'm going to set this behind me to dry. And then this is what this is just what I like to do, okay? You can do it my way or your way. Either way, for me, this is what works best. And then I like to work on the backer sheet, okay? Because now this isn't sticking to my table. It's a lot easier to do. Isn't that beautiful on the black? And then what I try to do, we'll see if this works. You know what? Let's do this first. We're going to do the banner. Is that right? This way? We're going to do the banner first. So then I just slide this in. And then move it around in here. This is what I think will make it easiest for you if you're, the big transfers sometimes can be a little bit intimidating. But I think this will work best. If for some reason you have a problem and your transfer sticks to itself, don't freak out. Because at first you're like, oh. But Just take it to your sink, get it wet, and then slowly work with it. Okay, this is wrong. So this might just take me a second to get this where I want it. Isn't it so pretty? Yes, it is. Yes, who said is that retro? Somebody asked. Debbie, yes, that is retro. And on the pictures, it looked like it was a lot like colonial blue. Like very similar, but it is not. I mean, it's blue. But I showed it earlier, but that was on the other video. Let me show you. Here's colonial blue. And here's retro. Can you see the difference? Retro is this one right here. Okay? So that's the difference. Colonial blue is still pretty awesome. Not saying it's not. This is definitely much, much brighter. Do I like this like this? Okay, what I'm thinking is this is a little bit kitty wumpus, so I'm going to lift it carefully and slide it. Okay, that's even, that's even. I would think if those are even, the rest will be better. Okay, that's a little better. Now, like I said, the chalkboard shapes, the shapes are chalkboard. So you'll be able to change those up. Again, I always like to use a dry squeegee to get my air bubbles out. You can use your hands, but I just think this is better. You're going to be more successful this way. Okay. Now let me think how I want to do this. There are 2 stars, so I'm going to do those in nominee. Because nominee will be okay to not pull up right away. And then I'm going to do my retro first. And I'm going to do the whole outside of the banner in retro. The only trick is when it's sitting on the backer sheet, it moves a little bit. So I'm just holding it with my pinky over here. And I'm going to go all around it. With retro. You know what? Maybe what I'll do is do it in pieces. Maybe what I'll do is go to like here. And then go here and do it to here. All right, this is how I'm going to do it. I'm going to go through the rocket and then stop. Grab my candy apple. Thank you, guys. All right, and then do my letters. Okay. Again, you could do this whole thing in one color if you don't like, if you're stressed about it. I'd rather you just do what you like. And you know what's convenient is a mini squeegee fits perfectly on these letters. Okay, so then what I can do is just pull that up. Like so. And then lay it back down. And then do the other side. So just do it the same way. Just make sure that where you pulled up is now pushed down. and just press that in. And I'm going to do the whole rest of it. And then we'll pull it up. And then we'll do our fireworks. Now you could do this whole thing. You don't need the chalkboard shapes. I just think how cool they are. And grab mine. But you could do this whole thing without that. Okay, so next time I do it, those large transfers do make me nervous. Robin, what is it about it that, what part of it makes you nervous? Is it just getting them in place, or is it actually chalking them? Because actually, chalking them is easier because there's more room. I mean, you know, between the designs and all of that. But what is it that makes you nervous about them? All right, then I'm going to do my candy apple. That's way too much. Get the rest of my letters. Now, there's a cherry is a color we have too. It's a darker red. But because I'm using it on the black, you know, chalkboard, I kind of thought the candy apple would pop a little more. That was the reason I chose it, but you could definitely do cherry if you like, or if that's what you have already. All right, let me get that pressed in, scraped back. Okay, here we go. Let's get this one up. All right, now there's a couple spots that I smudged right there, but because it's a chalkboard, we'll be able to, look at that, isn't that pretty? What do you guys think? Do you like that blue and the candy apple together? Just afraid of drying. Oh yeah, well you just lift as you go. If you lift, if you do a little bit and lift and lay and take your time, it will be good. What do you think of that, you guys? That is amazing. All right. Now, I said that very loud. Now, let's get our word fireworks. Isn't that so pretty? Okay, I'm wondering if I can do it upside down. Now, fireworks I'm going to do all in one word, so, or all in one color, excuse me. So, this will be quick once I get it lined up, okay? All right, so I'm going to lift it here at the top. See if I can do it upside down. For some, it shouldn't matter if it's right side up or upside down, but sometimes I get a little, it's hard to see. Now what's going to happen is you're going to get paste on your backer sheet. It's okay. I do it all the time. All the time. And so you just rinse it with, or just use, I use a Clorox wipe or just some water, and it comes right up. Even if it dries on your backer sheet, it'll come up. Don't worry about that. Don't take that off your worry list, as I like to say. All right, now the only thing is I would love to have two hands here. Okay, let's get this side lined up. I'm going to get one of the letters right where I want it. And then the rest should just fall into place, honestly. And it did, yay. So don't worry about the whole thing. Just look at one letter and work your way through, okay? Now the question is, what color do I want my word? Red or blue? You can vote red or blue for the word fireworks. I'm kind of thinking blue. I'm leaning toward blue. Rochelle, I was going to do nominee. I don't think I have enough. That's my problem. That requires a lot of paste. And I don't know if I have enough to do it. I really wanted to do nominee. What if I run out? That's going to be a problem. I don't know. Do you think I can do it? I really wanted to do nominee. I'm getting toward the end. But this is very thick. So I kind of second guess myself. Blue, red, 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 blue, red, 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 blue. Rochelle, you're the only one that said nominee, and that's where I really wanted to do it. I'm trying to see how much I have. I can do nominee. It kind of seems like red is winning, but I really think nominee would be gorgeous. You know what? If I end up not having enough, we can always take it off and do red. I'm going to try doing nominee. I'm going to try. And then we can, I know I told you guys red or blue or red, but I originally wanted to do nominee, and then when I got in here, I went, oh, I'm getting low. So I might need to order some, but all right, let's see if we can do it. Cross your fingers, guys. All right, let me just get it all pressed down. Okay. Get all the air bubbles out. I think nominee is going to look gorgeous, actually. And Rochelle, you talked me into it real easily. Can you do ombre using nominee? Like, but what other color would you use? You could, but I don't know what other color I would use. With the ombre. You mean with the red? Maybe. I don't know how that would work though. Okay, I'm really gonna try. I know a little bit of paste goes a long way. I'll tell you that. Now I probably have like a less than what comes in a single packet. And that's with scraping part of it. Okay, I think we're gonna do it. I think I'm gonna have enough. I mean, I'm only part way in, but I'm feeling good about it. So Rochelle, thanks for bringing it up because I kind of put it out of my head. I'm scraping it because I've got some pieces that were from the edge. Hang on. That aren't going through the silk screen here. If your paste ever gets clumpy, like dry or whatever, just add a little distilled water to it. I'm just making sure it's going through the silk screen because every little bit is going to count. Every little bit, I'm just scraping and pasting as I go. Are you guys getting storms? Like, we're supposed to get some storms tonight, I think. All right, I got plenty of paste. I got plenty of paste. If we were next door neighbors, I could come over to borrow some from me. I have 3. You have 3 nominees? Did you get them when they were the color of the month? So nominee, guys, this gold, this metallic gold, used to be a color of the month. And you can only get 3, up to 3. So for retro, if you wanted to, you could get 3 jars per order, per qualifying order. So I'm guessing Debbie was sad that she wouldn't be able to order more later because it was the color of the month. And like I said, normally they don't do that too often, like bring it as a permanent. I think Nominee's the only one they brought back as a permanent color because we begged them. We begged them and begged them. Because once you get a color like this, then you didn't want to use the shimmer gold after it. Oh, it was an accident? I think that's a good accident. But yes, if we were neighbors, there'd be lots of things that would be joyful about that, Debbie. Lots of fun things. You could come live with me, Debbie. That would be fun. All right, almost done. I don't know why this feels like this is taking a while, but I'm just pressing into the silkscreen very firmly because, like I said, my paste was at the end and I don't want to, I definitely have enough. Yay! I'm gonna have enough. Are you guys worried? All right. So guys, if you want to check out I have a free VIP group. It's where you can share all your crafts that you make. We just cheer each other on. And in there, sometimes I can offer promotions. And I go over, every month, I go over like all the specials for the month. This month, I talked about, I made my own discounted perks pack for any new designers that join my team or any new perks members that join my team. That's all the information's there. Also, it's in your messages if you type the word fireworks. I have the perks pack information there. Oh, look at that. I had enough to do another one. You guys, never underestimate a little bit of paste. We did it. You guys were worried? I've been lucky quite a few times. Okay, let's get this pulled up. So you can just comment the word fireworks and you can also get the VIP link and head on over there if you are a customer of mine or of anyone's, to be honest. All right, let's get this. I'm trying to be not so full of paste. All right. This is amazing. All right, so then you just want to lift this up. Oh, that dried a little bit. I got a few places where it dried, but that's because my paste was dry. That's my own fault. Okay, then what I do is, here. I'm just going to lay this on the backer sheet until I take it to my sink and clean it, okay? And apparently I'm going to lay it right on my You guys, seriously? Okay, here we go. We're going to do something different. Hang on. This room is not big enough for this box and me. So, what I'm actually going to do is just lay it on my bath mat that I have here and spray it right here on the bath mat, and then it'll be ready to go when I need to clean it later. Okay? Now, I have forgotten to clean a transfer, and it sat overnight. It actually sat like 2 whole days, and it's still clean, no problem. All right, so I made a mess of this, so let's try it. Oh, you hit the button twice in your cart? I cannot believe I laid that on there. We're going to get this dry, and I'm going to touch it up. Well, Debbie, you want to know what ombre looks like? Here it is. I'm going to show you. You can paint with me. Hang on. What is happening? I know this is loud. Sorry, guys. Okay, so what happened was I laid my backer sheet right on this. So what I'm going to do is take my brush, okay, and then I'm just going to go over gently where either my paste pulled up or where I so nicely laid my transfer backer sheet right on it. And then what's awesome is that the nominee paints beautifully, whether it's on a chalkboard or not. Okay? So let me just give this a fix. Oh goodness, it happens to the best of us. Best laid plans, right? Best made. Is it best made plans? So I'm just going, just like I said, I'm just where I laid it. Now, if you have a huge problem, you can always just take it to your sink, rinse it off, and start over. If that ever happens to you. But I got a little excited, laid it down too quick, and that's what happened to me. Now my brush is not wet. I'm just painting straight from the jar, which you can do. Now, you want to know what happened when I got home today? Let me just tell you. I got home, and we have an alarm system. I don't usually have it set, but it's like the panel's there, and it has my camera and all that. And that was out, or it said your camera needs to be rebooted or whatever. And in the meantime, there's an alarm going off or a beeping sound every so often, and I thought it was the alarm because it was like if your alarm is disconnected or something, sometimes there's a chirping for that. Couldn't figure it out. Well, as it turns out, I called the company. Vivint is what we use. And I'm like, this is beeping at me. Can you tell me how to turn it off? What is going on with your system? And he's like, ma'am, that's your smoke alarm. I'm like, no, it's not. In the meantime, Quinn is freaking out because she does not like noises at all. She's like, that's one of my dogs. She is whining and she's going inside and outside. And I'm trying to figure it out, and I'm just walking in from work. And all I wanted to do was open my new transfers and go live with you guys. It took me 30 minutes to figure out. So I got figured out then when the guy said that it wasn't my security, that it was that. So I get the thing down and I get it all ready to go. I change the battery out. And I'll be doggone, it's still chirping. Like I got the battery changed. Did everything it said to do. And it was still chirping at me. Anybody else have this? This is the well, it's a combo. It's a carbon monoxide detector and a smoke detector. So, and so I change a battery and then come to find out it's chirping because the whole thing needs to be replaced. 40 minutes it took me to figure that out. All right, so we've got our fireworks fixed. Look at that. Isn't that cool? Do you guys like it in the nominee? Nothing needs to stand in our way of crafting. I know. I just wanted to come in and play with this. That's it. That's all I wanted. That is all, but whatever. Fine. Okay, we're going to let that sit for just a second. We're going to get our board back and put our things on. Okay? So, we're going to get our American Made back on here. Probably this is dry. Yes. Okay. And then this is probably dry. Yes. Now, I just had a couple little boo-boos, nothing big. I showed you this one in the corner, so I'm just going to get that off. And I had a couple little spots here. So I'm just using a baby wipe and going around the edge. And what I'm going to do is this chalkboard is magnetic. So I am just going to put some magnets on the back. This is what's so awesome is if you're a messy crafter, I was able to get all that off. So let's put, I've got some, oh, this actually has sticky on it. I had some magnets floating around from other projects. I gotta reach them now. Hang on. Hold, please. They're stuck to something. Okay. I got two here for the other one. This way, you can move this around. Did I get too close? All right, you can move this around like so. Just want to make it look right. Okay, and then same with our fireworks. This one's sticky. I think I'll just put one over here and one over there. And then our whole kit and caboodle is done. So comment fireworks, guys. Check your messages. I'm going to be really careful with this. If you want information about joining my club or joining my team, you can comment fireworks. And this is so cute. So cute. And check your messages, right? All right. And if, like I said, if you're in the perks program, you can get all of this at a discount. What do you guys think? What do you think? I love it. What do you think how this turned out? I love that. I'm going to bring it really close for you to see. Isn't that amazing? So much for hanging out with me. I appreciate you all so much. Remember to comment fireworks, check your messages, Sprinkle that video for me. You guys are amazing. And thanks so much for watching. Thank you so much. All right, bye guys.